Now, local news that matters. This is CBS 17 News.
The sun finally peeks out from behind the clouds this holiday weekend, but we're not done with scattered showers and storms just yet. Your forecast first is coming up. And how NASCAR fans and fellow competitors are remembering legendary NASCAR driver Kyle Busch at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Good evening, I'm Haylee Kennedy. A manhunt is underway for a person who led deputies on a dangerous high-speed chase through Wake County. Investigators say this started around 10:30 this morning when a deputy tried to pull the driver over for speeding near Pool and Barwell Road. Now, deputies tell us the man crashed into another vehicle at Pool Road and Misty River Drive, then stole another vehicle and drove away. No serious injuries were reported, and the stolen vehicle has been recovered. A weekend marred by gun violence here in the Triangle and Central North Carolina. A teenager is in the hospital after being wounded in a shooting. Raleigh officers rushed to an apartment complex on Danzy Drive just after 10:30 a.m. That's where they found a 16-year-old suffering from gunshot wounds. Now, officers say the teenager is expected to recover and no arrests have been made. We're also reaching out to police for more information about a shooting that injured 3 people in East Raleigh. Officers were alerted to a shooting on Pool Road just before 7 o'clock last night. 2 injured men were taken to the hospital, and a 3rd victim arrived at a medical center for treatment a short time later. At last check, police say they are working to find the person or persons responsible. We're told all 3 victims are expected to be okay. We're also reaching out to police to learn more about an incident they responded to in East Durham. Multiple officers were called to a community on Lynn Road just off Holloway Street earlier this morning. No word if anyone was hurt or if an arrest has been made, but we'll update this story as soon as we get more information. The Vance County Sheriff's Office identifies a man killed in a weekend shooting in Henderson. Deputies tell us someone shot James Boggs on Lemay Lane around 3 o'clock Saturday morning. The 33-year-old was pronounced dead at the scene, and deputies say the shooting was an isolated incident and there is no threat to the community. Firefighters are investigating a fire that destroyed a Durham home. More than 30 firefighters responded to this 2-story house on Rolling Wood Drive around 3 o'clock this morning. It took crews about 20 minutes to contain the fire, and no one was hurt. However, the family of 3 living there lost their home. Turning now to new information about Saturday night's deadly shooting at a White House security checkpoint. Reporters and photographers were on scene scrambling for cover the moment they heard a flurry of gunshots around 6 o'clock. Authorities familiar with the investigation say Nashire Best pulled a weapon from his bag and opened fire, prompting Secret Service agents to return fire, hitting the 21-year-old. The man later died at the hospital, and a bystander was also injured, but it's unclear who shot the person. The Secret Service says none of its officers were hurt. Now, records show Best had a history of mental health issues. Last July, he was arrested after authorities say he tried to enter the White House. Best was sent to a psychiatric hospital, and it's being reported he told Secret Service officers at the time he was Jesus Christ and wanted to be arrested. President Trump, who was in the White House at the time of Saturday's shooting, thanked the Secret Service and police for their swift actions. Now, safety on the water is top of mind for deputies and North Carolina wildlife officers this Memorial Day weekend. And the men and women dedicated to keeping everyone safe hope it's on your mind too, as many prepare to launch boats, kayaks, and other watercraft on popular lakes this holiday weekend. CBS 17's Shanila Kabir joins us live from Jordan Lake. Shanila, so far it's been a safe weekend with no calls for service. Thank you, Shanila. And right now you're looking live at Carolina Beach, where lifeguards and other first responders are already having an extremely busy weekend. Saturday, Carolina Beach Ocean Rescue were involved in 25 rescues due to strong rip currents. And in Wrightsville Beach, crews responded to 8 rescues. It's just another reminder to be extremely aware of beach warning flags this Memorial Day weekend. And while NASCAR fans are packed inside Charlotte Motor Speedway for the Coca-Cola 600, so many are thinking about Kyle Busch. The legendary NASCAR driver died just a few days before tonight's race. All weekend fans and fellow drivers have been paying tribute to the two-time NASCAR Cup champion. And Saturday, driver Bubba Wallace was seen honoring Busch by kneeling over the number 8 mural painted in the infield. On Instagram, Wallace called Busch a monumental factor in his career. North Carolina U.S. Senator Ted Budd, who's at the Speedway, talked about Busch's impact on the sport and beyond.
All my kids, they all have their favorite drivers, and I am just grateful for the Busch family, and we are praying for them. We're praying for Samantha and the kids right now, the whole RCR team, and just all the fans out here that are grieving. And just, if you heard one of his recent words, is you never know when it's your last race. So let's just remember, we never know when it's our last moment.
In honor of Kyle Busch, Governor Josh Stein ordered all state and U.S. flags lowered to half-staff through sunset tonight. A big win and very necessary win for the Carolina Hurricanes as the surge for the Cup hit an emotional high last night. Just 2 days after the Canadians stunned everyone with a 6-2 win, the Canes came right back to even the series by winning a thriller at Lenovo Center. The action now shifts to Montreal for Game 3 tomorrow night. Kevin Holden is breaking down all of the action a little later in sports. A senior member of the Trump administration says the U.S. and Iran are working towards a finalized agreement to end the 3-month-long conflict. But officials stress the signing process will take time, even though they believe Iran's supreme leader has approved a broad template for a draft deal. Now, the agreement would include the disposal of highly enriched uranium, which can be used to produce nuclear weapons. The U.S. also wants the Strait of Hormuz open in exchange for ending the blockade on Iranian ports.
You can be an ordinary person and do something extraordinary.
From one extreme to another, one doctor's passion to spread an important legacy dedicated to saving lives.